go. Right, my car's warming up. I've got to move the front car. I don't know if you're seeing that. It's covered in ice. Let's go to Florida. Powering on some charge. Right, so why don't you come with me to the PGA show, Orlando, Florida, and we're going to try and find some people and ask them what they think the hottest products of 2020 will be. Maybe in the comment section down below, let me know what you think the hottest golf product of 2020 will be. Driver, iron, putter, maybe it's some gadget that I don't even know about down there. Right, Florida, here I come.
Do not put on any physical muscle. It's going to be bad.
Right, here on the Foresight booth with the TXG team.
Hello.
Nice to meet you both.
You too.
We spoke online.
Officially, not officially.
In
person.
Yeah, absolutely. I met you a couple of years ago, didn't I?
That's quickly.
Yeah,
briefly.
And I was having my breakfast and
you
probably
were.
wasn't the most...
you were fine.
Most polite.
You didn't tell me to leave, so it wasn't that bad.
Absolutely. If I can just get you slightly closer.
Of course.
So I'm talking favourite product for 2020, or the biggest product. What's going to be the hot product for 2020?
Want to go? Let me go.
Go for it.
So 5 minutes ago, just before you came in, we're using the new Hawk in here.
Yes.
You know Alex Etch is from Australia.
Yes.
The big guy. So a couple long drive contests, couple closest to pins. Obviously he's right-handed, I'm left-handed. It was great.
Yeah.
So we're just back and forth hitting different shots. Don't have to move the machine. So I love that thing.
So the Hawk's basically
the
in the sky, so it
Yep.
doesn't sit down on the ground like you see in our videos. I think you use quad as well, don't
Same
you,
thing.
guys?
We do. Yep.
You don't have to move it for left and right. No problem of obviously hitting it.
It had no missed shots. Numbers were all good.
And it's got club data in it now.
And it had club data.
Which is the game changer.
Yes.
That's the big one.
Right?
Especially for us in Canada, we get so many lefties marked. So we try and do some stuff on the channel where we're maybe playing a course or something and we're switching it side to side. So being able to play the ball from the same spot, it's a
like that. So Hawks for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's a great product too.
Yeah.
Yourself?
New Cobra driver, Speedzone has really caught our eye. Speedzone and Extreme. They had a real good formula last year with F9. They had
popular, wasn't it?
They had something to build on, and I think they've improved it in the right ways. They've added the stability to the speed they had last year. It's still at a price point that's a little bit less than the big guys.
Which I think is such a killer point.
I do as well, because if you can add that into it.
Sorry to interrupt, how much do you reckon that's like a little needle in the ribs till we have a couple
I
of
know it is.
That must be so annoying.
I know it is, absolutely. I mean, if it comes down to a differentiation point, performance, and it's a name, you probably at the same price go with the name. Yeah. But if you give them a reason to keep a few bucks in their pocket, they'll do it. They'll do that. So I think Speedzone's the big driver this year.
And you found Extreme was as good.
Fantastic. So this year with Extreme, being able to kind of bring the loft down a little bit, up the speed a little bit, but you've got the CG so far back and deep. So we had a good little chat with Jose yesterday, and he kind of explained a little bit about some of the stuff that they saw, and it's been the fastest driver so far this year, with the most stable flight that we've seen. We have a tiny sample size to be talking about.
Just our initial impression.
So it's early. So we, February, March.
I guess that's one you'll be putting in people if it keeps
100%.
I mean, when I was custom fitting a lot, I had a driver that performed.
Yes.
Didn't matter what they came in for. I wanted to benchmark it against the one
it's
I
a go-to.
Well, we felt like that with G410 from last year. That was the gold standard for us. Anything that tests well against that from a speed, stability, playability standpoint was good. And we have to say, Speedzone's been edging it a little bit for
so
speed.
So far, just barely,
It's been good.
So watch this space, like it, guys. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, guys.
How's it going? It's a busy day on the stand, isn't it?
Mark, welcome to Orlando once again. I'm sure you're doing little trips around.
Show me this new ball. What's it called? This hot product.
So we're calling it the Devil Ball for now, but yeah, it's kind of. Actually, I'd like to get your audience's kind of opinion. Do you think that's doable? Maybe you get input.
Where would they post such opinions?
Well, there's this thing, social media.
Yeah.
@PutOut Golf. Don't replay that bit. Replay it.
Or there's a comment section down there.
There's also a comment. So you're a YouTube guy. So I'll tell you what it is. So basically, that's a normal golf ball. That isn't. Pretty straightforward. Imagine if you've got a putter coming on there.
Yeah.
That had to be almost a 0 to 0. Basically, no tolerance.
Yeah.
We've made it slightly more rounded, so there is a bit of a tolerance. So I mean, do you want to do a putt quickly?
You do one for me.
I'm going to do the putt. We'll do it.
So basically, as you hit your putts, they're going left or right, subject to how the two flat surfaces collide.
Exactly. So it's basically to say, the thing is, if you hit it there, slightly, we'll exaggerate it.
Yeah.
If you hit it there, it's going to spin off that way.
Yeah.
If you hit it there, it's going to spin off that way. The whole goal is just to get it bang on perfect. The more you do that, the more you get square face and just keep doing it over and over.
Something we can't relay on camera, which is hard to believe. These things normally are like little kind of like rocks.
Exactly.
But this actually got a lot of feeling like
It's got some compression to it. It sounds like a golf ball. I think it's something unrated. The tooling has been fun.
Yeah.
The tooling has been exhaustive. But I think we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're going to find out as soon as this is done. We're going to let everyone know, including the guy behind the camera.
Excellent. Brilliant. Oh, look what I've run into, the MyGolfSpy team. How are we doing?
We're doing great.
You having a good show?
21st in a row, always the best.
You've not been to that many shows. Have
21
you
in a
really?
row, yeah.
I've not.
Still standing. Yeah, this is about my fourth, and I'm flying home tonight.
That's 4 too many. Yeah, that's 4 too many.
Yeah, so I'm talking hot products 2020. Are there any opinions? I want to know what you think will be the hottest golf product in 2020. It could be a driver, it could be a tee, it could be anything.
60 yards.
Or it could be nothing.
Got a gap wedge,
Opinions.
50 degrees.
Go on, you go first.
Hottest golf product is going to be whatever they can kind of convince us is hot.
Okay.
So I think there's going to be some more marketing terms, things to pay attention to. Maybe Bridgestone ball. I'm going to be interested to see if performance-wise, if that actually does what they say it's going to do, and Callaway. I'm going to be very interested to see if their ball is at all different than some other balls. The last one I saw, it was this club head that was just standing alone, and it had no shaft in it. And the guy was trying to tell me that the shaft doesn't matter in a club head. And so I gave him a club, and I said, well, how the f*** gonna hit this? And he was like, I have no idea, but this Crossfield told me that the shaft didn't matter. And so that's my personal favorite product.
The shaft is going to be the hottest.
That's going to be it. That's it right there. That's it.
I don't think there is one. No.
That number's going to get hot.
This is going to sound biased, but I think the consumer is the best product this year. I think we've reached a point to where people are starting to read through the BS of the marketing a little bit. At least it's reaching a tipping point, right? With the golf ball and some other things, and the lack of distance and drivers, or the lack of, there's not much room to be pushed there, right? So you can talk a big talk, but 10 years of not walking the walk, and people start to reach a point of, fatigue, right?
I'm with you, definitely.
So
the consumer.
I think so.
So let me rephrase my question then.
Hey.
You're not playing this round. Who's going to be the best marketed product? And I'm talking driver, so we're talking big hitters, drivers here. You know what I'm talking about. You've got the Cobras and the Callaways,
63 yards, and that to me sounded a little bit thin.
Who's going to capture the imagination with their...
And again, launch angle there is a little bit low.
So the unfortunate reality is marketing has become more important than performance, right? And in today's times, I love Cobra for what they do. I love Ping for what they do. I think Ping is my favorite brand from a top to bottom standpoint, meaning driver to putter, right? That being said, they're not the best at marketing, because I was just talking to Solheim earlier, and I think he said something, we're about making it better, not making I can't remember how he put it, but basically not about selling more, but just doing better, right? So if you come at it from an engineering standpoint rather than a marketing standpoint, your starting position is different, right? Where you start. So getting back to the question of who's going to market it the best, it's going to be one of two brands that have been there for 20 years. It's going to be Callaway and TaylorMade. Callaway lost a big horse. They lost Harry Arnett, which was their marketing horsepower for the last 5 years. And really, people don't remember, but Callaway was forgotten about 5 years ago, and Harry brought them to where they are now. They've lost that, and it will be interesting to see how they evolve from that. It's definitely going to be less aggressive, less embellishments. Then you have TaylorMade, which in all intents and purposes would be that, but they're owned by a private equity firm, which is not really about as much spending, but making, right? So, all that being said, I think TaylorMade will have the best-selling driver at retail. I think they put it in the most concise way for the consumer to understand, with stupid-ass things like twist face or whatever, but that's understandable, right? And you have to dilute it down to the most pertinent words possible. Cobra has great drivers every year. They don't tell the best story the longest. And Cobra or Callaway, I think, has some issues with the look of that driver that are going to be hard for people to get by, and I also think the quality control issues that they've had. I think people are stepping back a little bit and going, wait a second, for the first time.
And then this is why I use the voice of the lock.
Thanks for your comments. We need to talk off camera.
Anytime. Happy to.
Great fun chatting to some of the guys out there at the show. Really fun to meet at last the TXG guys. We've got videos coming with them as well, so maybe hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed if you want to see our collaboration. Also big plans going forwards with MyGolfSpy hopefully as well. 2 channels, outlets of information I totally respect and love what they're doing, and are refreshing for me in a modern era of YouTube, which has its own issues. So hottest product 2020, again for me, I'm with the MyGolfSpy. They kind of stole my answer really. I kind of had as I was going out there. I think it's going to be so much about the marketing. As you can see, 262, which is turned into something else because of speed training, but 262 has been 262 for so many years. Watching people kind of discuss better performing drivers and not, for me, is certainly one I get a little bit stuck with. So I think the best marketed driver, as they say, it's always a battle between TaylorMade and Callaway's. They've got the bigger budgets, they get that word out there, and the fringe, I mean, what they're really, it would be quite an interesting study, wouldn't it? What's the most used driver amongst the group of people who are not affected by that marketing or have been fit for a club? So that would be an interesting stat, and then it would also be relative to how much options they had from the underdogs, because the big underdogs going in at the Mizuno driver this year, again, I think it won't hit any of the sales that it should do, and reviews coming on that driver coming as well. If you aren't already here, check my channel. It is fantastic, as good as numbers as ever. Obviously I'm biased, the Srixon and certainly the Cleveland driver at its price, unbelievable, and numbers are great. I'm going to use the XXIO, much higher price. It'll be interesting to see how that performs, but with lighter shafts, which is certainly a bit of a theme at the minute. A few lighter shafts coming out, which is making these clubs or people gain a little bit more speed. I think could be some of the underdogs coming into 2020. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think will be the hottest product of 2020? Let's go driver category down there. What's going to be the biggest driver? And you can let me know the criteria that you're choosing on. You know, will it be the best marketed? You think the best performing, and so on and so forth, down in those comment section down below. Also let me know what you think the hottest irons will be of 2020. I think the Ping G710, is it? The black one, the latest one. I really can't wait to see how people take to those. And I also think the Cleveland launchers, the amount of love I'm getting about the Cleveland launchers and people enjoying watching me hitting them, which is almost given like a green flag for people to go out there and try this iron that they think that they could never have gained before, I think could be an interesting year for them as well. Maybe again in that comment section down below. Let me know what you think as always. Thanks for watching. It's probably the most fun I've had at the golf show, to be honest, because it was fun meeting the guys. But till next time, thanks for watching.